So one of the things that I wanted to talk about was essentially what happens when a relationship that starts to be good turns bad, and what happens when a relationship that you might not think has promise winds up being fantastic, and how body image and what people say is on the inside counts more, how that really plays into it. So the first thing that you're going to want to look at in a relationship is the couple. So initially, when two people are hooked on each other, it's like you see each other and then you immediately assess, is this person my type? Do I kind of like groove with their style, who they are, their reactions? Because a lot of it really just comes down to those split-second judgments, like somebody's reaction, the way that they smile, the look that they might have in their eyes. These things that you don't really think about, they really wind up having a very significant impact on how into another person that you might be. And the reason for this is just learned behavior as you grow up, the things that you like, the things that you've learned to like, the way, in a lot of cases, the way, if your parents have a healthy relationship, the way they look at each other, the way the mom looks at the dad, the way the dad looks at the mom, the way you learn about these things. If you've got if you have a good attachment with your mom and your father, if you're a girl, you'll look at how the mom reacts to the way the dad looks at her, and vice versa if you're a guy. So these little details do matter. The next thing is, so you met the person, you've gotten the whole body language thing, the tee hee 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 hee, all that stuff out of the way, and so now you're growing, with the person, right? So you're talking, you're learning, you're understanding who they are, and these things are the next level of the relationship, the real meat of it, because physical attraction has been only shown to last about 6 years, and that's just physical attraction. So let's just say there's nothing else about somebody you like, but you're physically attracted to them, and you have an intimate relationship with them, and then after 3 to 6 years, what happens is that that physical attraction holds a lot less weight. And what is shown to be beneficial to that aspect of the relationship is when the person really likes who the other person is. So what does that mean? I mean that if you really like somebody for who they are, then you're going to start noticing the things about them that are attractive to you in all aspects of their life. So if you're really attracted to who somebody is on the inside, what's going to happen is it's going to be highlighted on their physical appearance. So I'm going to segue into body dysmorphia real quick. Body dysmorphia is essentially where things about somebody's body are overblown, and this typically happens with anorexic individuals who see themselves as fatter when they're actually extremely thin. And the reason for this is because they have such a heightened focus on any tiny bit of fat that it looks huge in their mind. So this same principle, this same psychological mechanism plays a role when you're in a relationship. See, if you have somebody whom you truly like for who they are, you're going to wind up focusing on all the things physical also that you truly like, and all of a sudden you'll have a prolonged physical attraction. So you hear about these couples that they're sexually attracted to each other till the day they die, and the reason for that is because they really appreciate who the other individual is on the inside. And so this carries over, and this has been shown in other studies. Couples who like each other, right, like who the other person is, they wind up having consistently better sex lives. They wind up consistently being more attracted to the other individual over a long period of time past that 6-year mark, and that's extremely fundamental to any relationship. So what happens if you have a relationship that starts out great and then winds up being poor? Well, there's a couple things that could have gone wrong along the way. The first one that comes to mind for me is, let's just say you have two individuals who are very attracted to each other sexually, right? Physically, they're just really into each other, and it goes from there. So now this is important too, because the whole body dysmorphia aspect, where you focus on certain aspects of an individual and then only focus on other aspects because your general focus is either positive or negative. So that relationship where they're really into each other physically, that focus is going to be very positive on the physical. You're not going to be paying too much attention on what's underneath because your focus is going to be on the outside. However, it's easy to ignore the things that you don't like because your focus is so positive in this short-term period. That initial stage of the relationship, the physical attraction, the intimacy, the passion, or sorry, just the passion, that is where your focus is. So it's very positive, and the things that you see on the inside are going to be matching that. It's sort of like if you're in a great mood, you're thinking mostly happy thoughts. Well, if you're in a great positive outlook on this person physically, you're going to be seeing only the things that you like on the inside of that person. You're going to skip over all the things that like annoy you, because they don't really annoy you right now. You're at a point in the relationship where it's very, very, physical, and there's this unconditional sense of whatever, I like this, right? So this is it's extremely hard to be aware of the bad inside that other person, and you really don't want to focus on it either. It's sort of just something to be mindful of, that when you might be skipping over it. But the focus should always be positive. And then the point of this video isn't actually to get you to notice negative things, it's to get you to understand how these things play out over time. So your focus should be positive. If you've got a really physical relationship going on in the short term, or and who knows, maybe that turns into a long-term thing, then you should just do that. Focus on that, and focus on whatever makes you happy in that short term. And that's probably one of the most vital things about it. It's not about, oh, well, I should be mindful of this and I should be mindful of that. No, just relax. Like, it's not a big deal. And when it comes down to it, the most important thing that you want to focus on in a relationship, or I should say the most important aspect of a relationship when it comes to two people, is what's going on the inside. Because that is what you see on the inside will be what you see on the outside. Because if you like who the individual is on the inside and you truly love that, then you are going to be with somebody who you're always going to see as beautiful inside and out. So that's really all there is to it. So when your mom said it's what's on the inside that counts, it's not bullshit. That's wisdom. That is true wisdom. And that's something that I think everyone eventually sees firsthand. It's whether or not they acknowledge it for what it is. So have happy, healthy relationships, guys. Peace.